Good morning. Today is May 22nd, Friday. This is our math assignment 1 and 2. If you note up in the corner, it says assignment 1 and then it says assignment 2. I hope you watched the pre-test video demonstration. It gave you a little bit of information to help you complete that. It's on Google Classroom, and I also gave you paper pencil. Make sure I get a picture text or an email scanned of your completed work. For assignment 1, we talked about this equation that makes a line, y equals mx plus b. I will reiterate some of it down here on the bottom. The y and the x are just like we have in when we graph. They're coordinates, okay? So I'll put coordinates. Okay, they're coordinates. They're marks on a graph. My b is going to be my slope. So my m is my slope of my line. It is my rise over run. Sometimes I have a negative sign. My rise can have a negative sign, or my run can have a negative sign. Sometimes, so what I'll do is I'll put this right in here in parentheses. I may have a negative rise over run. Just so you know, only one of them will get the negative sign. Because two negatives equal a positive, it will never be two negatives. Only one of those will end up getting a negative. So you'll either go right is positive, up is positive, and then down or left is our negative. Way we go. So just remember those. One negative, you would choose one of these. We're going to graph them later on, but for right now, this is really all you need to know, that your slope always comes before your x. So before your x, you have a number. Guess what that would be? Oh, the top two tricked you. We'll do the top two last. Then I have this letter here at this number here at the end, or my b. So I'm going to put plus b, but it could sometimes be a negative b. The b is your y-intercept. It is where your line crosses your y-axis. So let's pretend this is my y-axis up and down. Maybe it's where it crosses at like +3. So that's where my line would cross through. This is later for when we're graphing. But for right now, this simple assignment right here, it says on Google Classroom, it should be highlighted in yellow. If not, I will highlight for you here. The slope always comes before the x. So how fast or how slow, in what direction does my line graph? So my slope is going to be positive this way. It's going to be negative if it's going down. Sometimes they go up really fast and sometimes they go up really slow, okay? And then the numbers will differentiate that for you. On these, if we go backwards till we get to the top, my slope for 10 would be, what's right here? -2/5. So please write it on the line. -2/5. Please complete that one. My slope here says 1/3. So I'm going to rise 1, run 3. Rise 1, run 3. Okay. All you need to do is identify what they put for your slope here. I'm asking that you always show me it as a fraction. So 3 is actually a fraction, but it's over a 1. 3 is a fraction, but 3/1 would be the fraction that you would use. So please put 3/1 right there. When you have a negative sign, like I explained before, you can put -5/2. You can put 5/-2, or you can just put it straight in front of it like that. I know that I'm either going to have a -5 or a +5 and a +2 or -2. Because remember, I said down here, only one of those will get the negative sign when you have to graph. So you can kind of move it around. This one has a slope. This one has a slope. Remember, a whole number is always actually over a 1. You don't always see it. So I'm saying if I have 3 wholes, I actually have 3 right there. Then, if you don't see a number in front of the X, it's called the invisible 1. So there is actually a 1 in front of this, and there's a 1 in front of this. But remember, a whole number is always over 1. So my slope is rise 1, run 1, rise 1, run 1. Oh, look at, they're both negatives. So please make sure you put a negative sign when you fill it in here. Okay, your slope is -1 over 1, -1 over 1. Okay, please fill in the other couple and submit your answers to me for assignment number 1. I will move right to assignment number 2. So you can pause, finish that page. You can watch the video through and do it on your own after. You can watch the video as many times as you need to help you. On this graph here, which is page number 2, they didn't give me any numbers. I have to figure out what the slope is. So in order to figure out the slope, we will zoom in a little bit, and I will do 1, 3, and 5, and then I'll move to the rest of them. We may not do all of them. If you're loving it and you want to do it, keep going. I'm going to zoom in a little bit darker. Hopefully it shows me perfect. So I'm going to pick a spot here and here. So they gave me 2 dots, okay? I have to figure out what my slope is. So I have to pretend I'm riding my bike to my friend's house. I have to get from this dot to this dot. I live here, you live here. So I'm going to get on my bike, and how many streets do I have to go up? Okay, so I'm going to go up. I'm going to go count each street. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I rose 10. Remember, slope is rise over run. So I rose 10. How many streets did I have to go to get to your house? If I'm going this way, it's negative. Okay. If I'm going to the right, it's positive. So I'm going to the left. So I'm going to go left 1, 2. So my run is going to be -2. Okay. If we were to flip that around, like I told you before, I could have a positive 1, 2, and then a negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So only one of those would be positive and one of them would be negative. Just to show you. So it could say, you can just put your negative sign here, but this is my slope right here. I'm going to do number 3 because I don't really have to move my page. Actually, I have to slide it over a little bit for you. So that's my slope. That's my answer for there. This one here, my dot looks like it is right here, and my other dot looks like it's right here. So how many streets and runs and slopes do I have to go to get to your house? I'm going to start here. I'm going to rise 1. Always start with your rise. So my rise is 1. And how many streets do I have to run to get over to you? So rise, just like up here, rise over run. Let's do it. I got 1 for my rise. Now, how many do I have to run? I'm going to the right, so it's positive. Okay, this was positive, and this is positive because I'm going right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I went 10. So my slope is 1 over 10. Just to show you the difference of these slopes, this one drops very fast. This one takes its time to go. What do these slopes even mean? Let's pretend I'm saving money in my bank account. I definitely don't want my bank account to look like this. If I was to show you my deposits in my bank account, or how I spend my money, or how much candy I eat in one day, I wouldn't want to have a full box and then all of a sudden be empty. And sometimes it takes time for things to grow. We talk about saving money. We talk about making healthy choices. You can put anything in the line of a graph. So we have this here, we start here, and we slowly save our money so that we start earning and saving. There's all different slopes of graphs on this page. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit so that I can get to number 2 and 4. And then I'll walk you through those, and I'm going to see if you can show me the other 4 when you submit your answers. I can walk you through a little bit, but in the meantime, if I have these here, I'm at number 2. I'm going to start down here and make it to my friend's house over here. So I have to rise and I have to run. How many am I going to rise? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I rise 10. Remember, my rise goes first. I rise 10. How many did I run? If I'm going to the right, it's positive. If I'm going to the left, it's negative. Guess what? I'm going to the right. So I went up positive, and I'm going right positive. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I like 2, so my run is 4, positive 4. And look at the line's going up. It's a positive slope. My slope is going up, so it's positive. I shouldn't have any negative signs in here. When we do these, I like to draw the little bumps in there so I don't lose track. Sometimes going from the bottom to the top or over, we might lose sight of how many lines we counted. So I like to mark them. You don't have to. If you want to just use your finger, that's fine. I'm going to walk us through maybe one more. Let's see where we get. This is this slope going up or down? Going up to the left, but technically the slope is going down. Okay, my slope is going down, so it's a negative slope. So I'm going to have a negative in here somewhere. I want to rise. I want to rise. Always start with your rise first. I'm going to rise from this one up to this line. So I'm going to rise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So my rise is 10. I went up, right? Then I'm going to the left. My left is going to make it negative. How many lefts do I have to take? 1, 2. So negative 2. That's my rise over run. That's my slope there. Please complete 5, 6, 7, and 8 on your own. I'll give you a couple clues as we go through. I did a couple with you. I demonstrated. You should definitely have 1 through 4 correct because you completed what I did. When you get to these, I'll give you a couple hints right on here. This line is going up, so I will have a positive slope. This line is also pointing up, so I'll have a positive slope. This line is very slowly declining. Okay, so this one is going down. So I should have a negative slope here, and this one is very slowly going down, so I'll also have a negative slope here. Okay, please watch for that. Please use the dots if you have to. Please always do rise over run. I will put it nice and bold right here. Slope equals rise. Do your rise first over your run, okay? Please complete the slopes for these two. You have to find them. And that's the end of assignment 1 and 2. So please submit those to me. You can do them on Google Classroom or on paper pencil and submit your answers to me by Sunday this week. Thank you guys for all your hard work. Any questions, email me. Have your parent give me a call and we can chat on the phone. We can do a little Zoom instruction if needed. So please get your work done and turn it in. You also have some study island to do for today. There's a couple lessons on there. You have to read through them. It ties in directly to this. I'm also going to include a couple links on the math page to help you get a better understanding and preview. I will upload them this week, next week, and the week after, just so that we can continue to review. Thank you, and I will see you guys soon.